I have just one question for you, Detective. Is your wife telling the truth, or is she the liar? Detective, shall I rephrase the question?
Yeah, could you? Because I'm not sure I understand.
Absolutely. Simple enough. Your wife just now told this court that she never suggested running away with the baby, known to the court as Constanza Louise Falconer. When she made that statement, was your wife lying? It's a yes or no question, Detective. Was she lying or not?
I'm still not clear on what you want to know exactly.
Your Honor, I don't know how much plainer I can make my question.
Try rephrasing, Miss Miller. Keep it simple, no hyperbole, no editorializing.
With the court's permission, I would like to remind Detective Falconer that not only is he testifying under oath, but that he is also an officer of the law, and as such, is expected to adhere to it.
Detective, Miss Miller is going to ask you a question. I'm directing you to answer it truthfully in accordance with your oath to this court and as a police officer. Proceed, Miss Miller.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay. When your wife, Lulu, just now told the court that she never considered running away with the baby, was that a lie?
Yes.
I'm going to need you to say it, Detective. Yes, your wife lied?
Yes, she lied. Lulu mentioned the possibility of running, but she didn't mean it.
So this wasn't a well-thought-out plan?
Well, it wasn't a plan. It was a momentary lapse in judgment.
A momentary... All right, so when your
Yeah.
wife came to you, Detective, with this momentary lapse in judgment, had she already considered some of the ways that she was going to disappear with the child?
Yes.
Can you tell us about some of those options?
They weren't options. She wasn't
Just
actually...
describe them, Detective.
She suggested using my father.
In what respect?
Using his resources.
To flee with a child that wasn't yours.
Objection, leading.
Sustained.
To be clear, when you refer to your father, you are, of course, speaking of Michael Sonny Corinthos, Jr., the alleged crime lord.
Yeah.
Good. So your wife backed out of the plan?
There was no plan.
So she changed her mind then?
Yeah, of course she did.
Okay, did Mrs. Falconer have a change of heart on her own, or did you help her with it?
We talked about it, and we realized it was a bad idea.
Okay, to sum up, you prevented your wife from kidnapping my client's
No,
child.
Speculation, Your Honor.
Withdrawn. Thank you, Detective. No further questions.
Sorry. I didn't have a choice.
Yes, you did. You didn't choose us.
Do you think Lulu will face legal troubles for perjuring herself?
Fortunately, that's not our problem.
That's a bit harsh.
Spinelli, no one forced Lulu to lie on the stand, but the fact that she did. Just take the gift and say thank you.
Yeah, Lulu just helped us out in a big way.
And destroyed herself in the process.
Miss Miller, do you have any more witnesses to call?
I do not, Your Honor. I believe we have made our case.
Actually, I have something to say.
Mr. Spinelli, that's very generous of you, but it's completely unnecessary.
Maybe to you, but it's necessary for me.
Well, Mr. Spinelli, I can imagine you have a lot to say regarding the testimony that was just given.
I do.
How does it feel to have one of your supposed friends plan to kidnap your baby?
There's nothing supposed about it.
I'm sorry?
Lulu is my friend. Unequivocally. And I don't believe for 1 second that she actually would have left with my child.
Yes, but her husband just...
She was panicked. Who wouldn't be? The little girl that Lulu had grown to love, that she thought of as her own, was in danger of being taken away from her. But I know my friend. She's an honest person, and I've always known her to do the right thing.
Except today, when she perjured herself on the stand. So, I believe if there's nothing further, Spinelli...
Actually, there is.
God, you're killing me. Please continue.
Dante? Lulu, I am deeply and eternally sorry. That it's come to this? I have no words. I mean, determining who's fit, who's unfit, dredging up each other's dirty laundry. We're friends. Family, even. I never wanted to hurt you. And despite Maxie's deception, she didn't either. And I think that's what started this in the whole thing in the first place. She could not bear to tell you that she had miscarried your child. She was trying to spare you pain, and yet here we are, all hurting, and even worse, hurting each other. You love that little girl. I understand. My heart breaks for it.
But you are the baby's father, and you want to be able to raise your little girl, right?
With everything in me.
I think we're done here. Your Honor, this case should never have gotten this far. Why? Because at its heart lies one simple fact. The baby in question does not belong to Lulu and Dante Falconeri.
There is nothing simple about this case. But what I do know is that baby is as much my client's as the one that you miscarried on New Year's Eve.
Yes, there is a moral ambiguity regarding my client's actions, but that has no bearing on the law regarding custody.
Ambiguous? Miss Jones lied over and over for months and months. In fact, the only reason that she kept the baby was to pass it off as my client's. And then Miss Jones put the baby at risk when she didn't provide the parents with the accurate medical history. All to perpetrate a fraud. Miss Jones has demonstrated over and over again that she is unfit to raise the child, while my clients have proven over and over again that they are. In fact, my clients are the only ones looking out for the best interests of this baby.
The only real ties the Falconeris have to this baby, who is not their biological child, stem from the utterly non-binding suggestions of my client.
Lulu and Dante paid for all of Miss Jones' medical expenses. They were in that NICU day in and day out. They brought that baby home with them. They christened that baby. In fact, they fell in love with that baby from the moment Miss Jones told them they had conceived.
At the end of the day, this is not a battle about who loves this child more. What we are deciding here is who the parents are. And they are, indisputably, Damien Spinelli and Maxie Jones.
Without any doubt, Lulu and Dante Falconeri.
I must admit this is one of the most complicated cases I have ever encountered. Both sides giving me much to consider. I'll adjourn for now. We'll reconvene when I've reached my decision.
So,
I need a drink. How about you and I adjourn to the Metro Court?
seriously?
Well, honey, custody hearings are never pleasant, but this one was particularly excruciating.
No kidding. That's why I'm not in the mood. Sorry.
Hang in.
I can't stand that it has to come to this.
Yeah, you get me alone with Maxie, I'll show who's fit. Sorry, I know, that's not helping.
All right, it's going to be a while before the judge returns, so why don't we all get some rest?
Good idea.
Let's get out of here. Yeah?
Actually, I could use a minute alone. Why were we called back so soon?
This comes directly from the judge.
Judge Walters has made his decision.
Hello? Why?